Regularly back in session at 7:42. A few changes to the agenda. First thing, under personnel, letter J, will now read on step 8, in accordance with the EEA contract of $55,438. And also under Finance Committee E, that will be removed from the agenda.
Make that motion.
Second.
There's been a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
Those two changes.
Changes in a second. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Yep, and now we are on to public remarks. Julie, do we have anyone sign up? Mrs. Baxter, if you would. Is she still here? She may have left. Okay.
Charlotte Gibb.
Mrs. Gill.
Hi, actually, I'm going to stay seated if you don't mind, so it's easier for me to read and I don't want to be loud. I'm actually concerned about quite a few things that are going on in the elementary school. One, when sexual assault is reported, or it's like a sexual things are reported, why isn't Robert Channels being called?
And immediately started blaring for the
And I know this for a fact
and then
because I
something
have a parent
resonated.
who had an issue happen. Two, Vice Principal, I have a remark where you stated to another parent, you basically won't get into any altercations with the students, with their bickering and bullying, unless it gets physical. I have the parents' information, Heather and Nevaeh, because we're not supposed to say names, but I can. But how are you qualified to handle these children if you're not handling the bullying situation correctly? Because if you're not going to handle it, you're waiting until it gets physical, and then somebody's kid gets hurt, what are you going to do if a parent gets real mad and comes up
Thank you, Mrs. Toole. Anyone else? Public comment?
I'd just like to make one response that I do know of. We're in compliance with the nurse, even though we have lost a nurse. The state requires us to have one nurse, I believe, for 1,600 students. We have two.
Okay.
Actually, we're over, but we had three, so one less, so we're still in
There you go,
compliance.
because a third.
That much I do know.
Well, we had two, now we had three, now we have two.
Yeah.
Okay, so as long as we have to, then we should be fine.
And my question is, if every agency is not on the board, when we have agencies, some of the needs, we hire. So why are we not hiring for this? And I understand, Mr. Bashir, 100%, that we are technically in compliance with the district policy, but
Well, last year nurse was hired, we had 1,900 students. We have 1,600 now. So that's the bottom line. You have to have one nurse for 1,600.
I think we are in compliance 100%. I think it's a little different here as well too, just what we've got. All three of those nurses were busy. And I think the board, it's the one year we make a motion to eliminate that third position, we don't vote on it, on board, we vote to hire or we apply for that position. That's not.
We did discuss Monday night that we would, if need be, that should we need another nurse, we would bring in somebody day to day. We come up with a solution to our problem we have. That's what we discussed. That's why I understand.
Yeah, I do apologize for not being here, not being part of this discussion, so yeah, that's kind of on me, but I just, I'm not, just to show all this issue, I always appreciate your meeting. My opinion is that we need three nurses. Specifically because if one of those nurses are out for a day or so, then we have no opportunity.
I understand Director Gamma, I understand what I understand, and I know that right now we're in compliance, and we can do better, certainly.
Yes, sir.
I think it's fine.
Mrs. Delgado, any more for public comment?
Yes. Ms. Ball.
Ms. Bach? Hi.
You know, it's nice to see teachers speak out because for 7 years we've been the teacher from.
Sure, if you want.
So she wants to know if I'm talking for all of you.
Except for me. Except for.
Stacy.
There are 9 teachers who signed up with the state. They're obligated to
Okay, very good.
Don't need minutes, correct, all 9 teachers did. Don't have to say now, we
I'll
need
have all the names.
Mrs. Bach, please.
Good evening. First of all, I just want to tell you all I appreciate what you do. I know it's a hard position to be in and you're different from everywhere. So, it's much appreciated. It's not a paid position and someone almost has to be crazy to do what you do. But after being here Monday night at the planning session, and I know that there's been times when I've been at a meeting where sometimes I just can't keep my mouth shut when I hear something and I don't agree with it. So please forgive me for interrupting your meetings, but I just want to share something with you tonight. As someone who has dedicated 43 years to teaching, coaching, and sponsoring clubs at Brownsville Area High School, I've seen firsthand the profound impact that structure, discipline, and accountability have on our students' success, both academically and in their personal development. Social probation was brought up Monday night, and it's been an issue for a couple of years. And I've spoken before sometimes, turn at meetings saying how much I'm in favor of social probation. It's not about punishment, but rather about instilling responsibility and helping students understand the consequences of their actions. It provides a necessary framework that encourages students to meet expectations in behavior, attendance, and academic performance. By upholding social probation, we are reinforcing the values of hard work, respect, and accountability that are crucial not only here in school, but in our rural world. Our goal is to guide students toward making better choices and ultimately ensuring their success when they walk out of these know it's been a hot topic. I know that some feel that it should be eliminated altogether. Others feel that it needs to be adjusted. And quite a few teachers and parents that I've spoken to feel that nothing needs to be done to it, that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Some facts about social probation to clarify some of the misinformation that you heard about Monday night. It was established to improve student attendance, behavior, and academic performance. I served on a committee, I believe it was approximately 2017, where through the state we were identified as having to come up with a plan to improve all facets of how we are rated on the future ready index. Your attendance, your graduation, is there another thing? What else is there? And keystone tests. And because we were rated so poorly, we needed to put in a plan to do some improvements in our district. 2017, our high school had an attendance rate of a little over 50%. Our students came to school a little over 50%. Unreal. Now, through the social probation in our plan, we've improved obviously that, we've improved our graduation rates, but I want to share some other information. I know that the social probation that we have in place is more stringent than what's PIAA. Our students cannot be failed in two classes. Our students take 8 periods a day, 8 classes. If they're failing 2, they're not eligible to participate in any activities. That's the academic part of it. That doesn't even count the attendance or the behavior problem. The Article 10 in the PIAA handbook, Section 2, it sets only minimum academic standards for interscholastic athletic eligibility. These are minimum ones. PI member schools can adopt higher or more stringent academic standards, but may not have lower academic standards. We fall in that category. We are more stringent with our rules and regulations through the social probation program. As it reads now, Article 10, Section 1, where a student's cumulative work from the beginning of the grading period does not, as of a Friday, grades are checked every Friday in our district, in our high school, I should say, not the district, meet standards provided in this section, that student is ineligible from the immediate following Sunday to the following Saturday. I've coached over 40 years. I remember when it was just a time where grades weren't even checked. You just played games. Way back then. I remember for years, kids could not be failing 2 classes. It's never been anything lower than that. Keep our kids accountable. Social probation helps students prepare, as you mentioned, Mr. Mahalik, Dr. Mahalik, on Monday night, for the NCAA guidelines. And a lot of our athletes have been successful in going on to the Division I play, which was mentioned. They encounter the same, if not more, accountability in college, more discipline, more academic focus. It mirrors the structure and expectations of these regulations that they have to uphold in NCAA, showing that student athletes prioritize their academic performance while maintaining their eligibility to participate in sports, and I know firsthand in scholarships. If they don't maintain a certain grade point average, they lose their scholarship. No student athletes, I believe, that I know of have left this district to go to another district exclusively because of social probation. If you're hearing that, I've never heard that. They may have departed for other reasons, moving or through some type of custody situation, but not just because of social probation. After speaking with almost all of the district coaches, I know I heard 99% Monday night. I wasn't included. I spoke with multiple teacher coaches that are teachers today and throughout the week, and we have expressed support of this program. I've coached softball for many years. My athletes know what's expected of them. My athletes know that they can't fall down on their winning brings more interest. That doesn't always happen, but if you look at my record, I've been doing it for over 40 years and I've always had a team. So it's more about the program and what you're trying to instill in these young people, these student athletes, than it is all about winning. The decline in enrollment for a specific sport could be just because the kids lose interest. We only have a little over 400 kids in this high school. How many sports do we have? Some of our athletes are playing multi-sports in one season. There's only so many. You have a lot of conflict. You have some sports that are being offered at the same time, soccer, football, cross country. Maybe a student doesn't want to do football, maybe a student doesn't want to do basketball. That's my opinion. Sex social probation in 2017, we put it in our ASCI plan. We've noticed a lot of things that have improved. We've seen a decrease in unexcused absences, tardies, and early dismissals. We've seen a decrease in discipline referrals and out-of-school suspensions. We've seen a decrease in failures, therefore an increase in the graduation rate. And this can all be documented with facts and data. If you'd like to see those, we'd be more than happy to provide that for you. This has resulted in an increase in rigorous courses of study. We have AP courses now here at the high school we didn't have decades ago. We expect more from our kids, and I would hate to see us take steps backward just because a few student athletes or a few students feel that social probation is too demanding, and that prohibits them from playing a sport. If a student wants to play a sport, they're going to do everything they can. Everything they can. They're going to show up to school, they're going to do what they can in class, they're going to come to practice. I'm the one that's with all my fellow teachers here. We're on the front lines. Come spend a day with us. Some of these students that are failing 4 or 5 classes, 2 or 3 classes, sit in their rooms and do absolutely nothing. Why should they get the place for it? When you have other students that make sure they're at school on time, make sure that they're there all the time, doing their work, turning things in. When they miss a day, they're finding out what they missed. Why is it the fault of the teachers if a student doesn't get an assignment until Thursday and the grades are checked on Friday? Why is it the teacher's fault when that was due a week ago? Or that student all week did nothing and now wants to play the football game next week or wants to go to the homecoming dance and can't do it because they decided they made a choice of to play around all week or not show up. So, I have multiple letters here from some teachers, all in support. I'm happy to share those with you. I think I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to cover. I just want you to know I don't speak very often, but I've been dedicated to this district, and I'm very much
first, athletes second. And that's the way it has to be. I'm not going to vote to change any of those suspensions. It's working. It took a while to get it going, but it's working. And all I'm going to say is, all the athletes I've been in, she is exactly right. Students come to school and just sit there.
That's generally what it is.
Have subjects and think that they can play a sport. That's cool. And I will never, ever, ever support that. Social suspension is working, and it needs to stay.
some policies are outdated and need changed. I'm not saying the social suspension policy, I'm not saying that. But to your point, if it's working, it's working. But I think we do have some policies that are not working, that need review. Again, not that policy. Thank you.
And I think you're about to right to a lot of this information. That's kind of what my point about the data was to get to understand that a little bit better, use that data to go back and kind of start following some of that misinformation. In my opinion, I throw unproven data behind it, is that most kids are ineligible because they're not coming to school. And the reason they're bad grades is because they're not coming to school.
Data-driven decisions, something that we.
A college student that was like that in the 1980s.
In 2022, we put together this, the board at that time was supposed to get a copy of it, when they were first started talking about eliminating social suspension. So this is data from 2022.
Can you give that to Jody? She can put it in our packet for next time.
You
Thank you.
can have it if you want the board, I don't know if you got it or
person anymore, then you have to be a certified teacher. That's not what was in the letter that I saw today.
To be a day-to-day stop.
Nope.
No.
Nope. To be
No.
hired. Now, the problem becomes, and I think that's the problem that we, you got, I'm in a bad situation up here based on the person that turned it all down, but I gotta say what I gotta say. I think Kelly Lone's a great person, this is not about her at all. I'm concerned about emergency certificates. I
kid in the crosswalk. I gotta get to work. Too bad. When we lock the gates, you'll sit out there and wait. That's not a threat. I can't get fired. I've been at this for 7 years. I'm not gonna stop until Mrs. Martin, you sent out a good letter. Warn all the parents, stop your crazy driving up here. It goes right through a stop sign. Just get in line and order. Almost hit me head on. Luckily, my kids had seatbelts on. So it's a threat. I'm bringing it up. And I want you parents here, I'm not accusing any of you, but when you go out here tonight, somebody drive their kid to school, their child to school, you tell them, slow down, follow the rule, that sign says no U-turn. Don't do a U-turn right into the kid's crossing. You do it. They're doing it. I see it every day. I'm sorry I didn't have business, but I see it every day. So the only solution is to lock the gate. We have to have the director of security out there every day telling people we're not supposed to be here. And I'm sorry if I'm guys this last thing involved. If you have a 3 o'clock pickup for your student elementary, you shouldn't be sitting in this parking lot at 1:15. Our teachers can't even get out. Their day's over in the middle school, they can't even get out because there's a line of traffic. If you come at the right time, 10 to 3 o'clock, you'll get right in, and you'll get right out. But you come here at 1:15 in the afternoon for a 3 o'clock. Are you kidding me? And our poor teachers, they want to go home. You can't get out because your car's sitting there. Sorry, Mr. Malley.
No, you're fine.
We're in a unique situation being that we are on campus, so when middle school and high school is letting out and elementary parents are already coming in, it creates confusion. So what we're trying to do is remedy that, and there really is not a perfect solution for it. So we just need parents to work with us in that matter, and even holding parents outside of the gate, we don't want the community driveways blocked, we don't want parents parking in yards, there are parents parking in yards of community members, alleys are being blocked, things that can be a safety concern and an issue ultimately, and it's just a matter of just respecting individuals' property. In fact, if someone needs to get out of his or her home, we can't have those roads blocked. So we just need a better solution here, and we all need to work together.
Thank you. Anyone else, public comment that didn't sign up? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to approve the September 18th and September 30th. Oh, I thought we did that. Okay, sorry. Oh, to amend, okay, thank you. So now we need a motion to approve the amended agenda and related materials for incorporation into the minutes.
So moved.
There's been a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions? All So,
I second the motion.
you have the, okay, so with Mr. Gannon's addition to the minutes, there's been a motion to approve those. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you.
Can we get the motion posted on the website? April 18th was the last motion. The last one, I'm sorry, minutes. Approved, last minutes approved, April 18th. Can we get a post on that? Appreciate it. I know the videos are up.
Oh, okay. Okay. You know, this is my first meeting doing this task. It's okay. No, it's good, it's good.
I apologize in advance.
Board treasurer.
Approval of the October General Fund, Capital Fund, Title I, Title 2A, 2B, Cafeteria Fund, and Treasurer Financial Reports.
I'll make a motion. Second.
So there's been a motion and a second to approve the following funds, A through I, correct? Okay. All those, what do we need to do? Okay, yeah, okay, so all in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries.
Jody, are you getting raised eyes here?
So, and then I'll entertain a motion to approve the following funds. They're listed A through I on the agenda.
I'll second.
So there's been a motion and a second. Any questions on the motion? All those in favor, please say, oh yeah, we're going to do roll call.
Roll call vote. Yes.
Roll call.
Ms.
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Gannon?
Yes.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
Dr. Mahalis?
Yes. Okay, Mr. Dorsey, take it away.
Okay, item A, under education, I move to approve the theater program to hold their annual musical on February 20th, 21st, and 22nd, 2025, the Adams Family, with a stipend of $10,000.
Is that the motion, Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Second. There's been a second. Any questions? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Rashid?
Yes.
Mr. Clark? Yes. Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Gannon?
Yes.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
Dr. Mahalis?
Yes.
Mr. Sears?
Item B was discussed on Monday. I move to approve the elementary grade policy.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions on the motion?
So I apologize. So grade letters, A to F, right, that are A to F for all grades, kindergarten, first and second, too?
Not kindergarten, correct? You're still doing,
Some will be at second year, just to see what the scale is. So, for example, kindergarten, like fine motor skills would be satisfactory, unsatisfactory, not every grade, but it's basically changing from the skills-based to more categorical in terms of the curriculum stuff that we're
Okay, I think, I just was always under the impression that like K1 and 2, I mean, ACs is kind of added to great, but K1 and 2, I'm not sure that's removed, but, okay. I just trying to make some more curiosity. 3, 4.
Any other questions on the motion? Okay, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Abstention? Oh, yes, Mr. Dorsey.
I'm going on item C.
Okay, go ahead.
Item C, I move to approve the request from Daniel Baylor to allow high school, middle school, life skills classes to renew the AMFL Learning Lanes Life Skills Bowling League at the cost of $3,500.
It's been a motion, is there a second? Motion second. Questions?
Just a comment, appreciate the students giving us the thank you cards. Very nice.
Very nice.
Judy, roll call vote, please.
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Mr. Clark?
Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
Dr. Malik?
Yes.
Yes.
Item D, I move to approve the annual renewal from grade off for elementary school at a cost of $3,890.25.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions on the motion? Judy, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Clark? Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
Dr. Malik?
Yes.
Yes.
Item E, I move to approve the annual renewal from super teacher for school site licenses in the elementary school at a cost of $375 a year.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions on the motion? Judy, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Mr. Clark?
Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
Dr. Malik?
Yes.
Mrs.
Yes.
Item F, I move to approve the annual renewal from Dearpaw for Dearpaw and with
Yes.
Mr. Gates? Dr. Mahalik?
Yes.
Mrs. Zupa?
Motion carries. Next, I'll entertain a motion to approve the request of Dr. Nicholson to attend the Pennsylvania Fellowship Conference at the PATTAN Central Office in Harrisburg on November 19th and 20th, 2024, at a cost of $430. That's everything included.
So moved.
It's been a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Questions on the motion? Judy, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Bashir?
Pass.
Mr. Clark? Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Dorsey?
No.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Gates? Dr. Mahalik?
Yes.
Mrs. Zupa?
Yes.
Mr. Bashir?
Yes.
Motion carries. At this time, I would entertain a motion to approve the request from Colby Bigham to attend the PASBO 70th Annual Conference and Exhibits at the Hershey Lodge, March 11th through 14th, 2025, at a cost of $1,600. That is everything included. Motion? There's been a motion. Is there a second? Motion is second. Questions on the motion?
Yes, just one quick question. So, I think Dr.
Judy, roll call vote.
Mr. Bashir?
No.
Mr. Clark? Ms. Columbia?
Yes.
Mr. Boosie?
Mr. Bigger, what is, how much is that pay? You say 65.
55.
No. No.
Mr. Gammon?
Yes.
Mr. Gates?
Yes.
Dr. McCallum?
Yes.
Mrs. Zewich?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Ms. Columbia, Finance.
Item A, motion to approve the request from Joanna Teslovich Performing Arts Center to hold the dance recital and practice in auditorium at Rosemary High School, dates April 25th, 26th, and 27th, 2025.
Is there a second?
All second.
Questions on the motion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries.
Item B, a motion to approve the disabled veterans real property tax exemption certification.
It is the motion, is there a second?
Second.
Questions? Question? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item C, I move to approve Zelenkowski Axelrod LLC 1-year agreement for financial and single audit at a cost of $18,500.
I'll make a motion for the second, I got a question.
Sure. Motion and second.
Motion, Ross, please.
Go ahead, Mr. Gill.
So just, so that's the money, does that, when we do an audit, as part of that audit, we audit other things like any sick days, leave days, all that, is that part of the audit, or is that something that happens with a different audit?
Just money, funds.
Just financial,
What we own.
we don't do any audits where we audit, we do, not audits, it's just not doing that, so. Is there an audit that does that?
And then you have,
I was curious, my company had to just have me with that. Just, the reason I kind of bring it up because at the end of when, it's technically it relates to money, you know, if you're not auditing leave days and all that, from everybody, teachers, administrators, custodians, at the end of the contract. That's validated as direct. Yeah. Okay, I think some of those should be considered.
just to comment, Mr. Gammon, over the years, I've seen administrators get hired and start on sick days, leave the same lot. So, I don't know if that gets audited, maybe it does, but the fact is, so, it's a good point that I brought up last year, that that kind of thing should be on the sick day, vacation day, funeral day. I know it's kept by a certain person, but I think it should be audited.
You know, check them out. We do it.
Okay. Any other,
Yeah, I think on Monday, there was some discussion, I questioned why we are not bidding this service out the ball was dropped. Again, another thing, that it was not put out for bid in time to do this. Well, just like I wasn't put out for bid. So that was my mind that came out.
Item D, a motion to approve the renewal with NRG Business Marketing LLC for the gas. This will be from 9/1/2025 to 8/31/2028.
Second.
Motion and second, questions on the motion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Bashir, Transportation.
Make a motion to add the following names to the library drivers: David Merrill, Nolan Arnold, Earl Arnold, Ron Wayne, Ryan Marshall, Vaughn Ferguson, Charles Ferguson, Katie Berry, and Tammy Wachowski.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Questions on the motion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Make a motion to accept the letter of resignation from Keith Wellington as Transportation Director effective October 18, 2024.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions on the motion?
Just a comment, I appreciate the efforts that he put into this since day one. He's worked hard outside trying to quell some of these traffic problems, and also Director Hamilton's out there trying to straighten the situations out. So I thank you for that, and I know we're far away, not far away, but we're working on better. So I thank you for that.
Any other comments? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I move to appoint Jerry Elliott as Transportation Director in the amount of $8,000 effective October 21st, 2024.
Second.
Been a motion and a second. Questions?
Just a comment, that's calling out at 8 o'clock in the morning, probably going to use the water my dog with transportation related instead of transport. Actually, it's 7 o'clock.
Okay. Jody. Jody, roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Since Mr. Clark is also on the phone, I will take his part. For athletics. We're going to take a motion. I'll entertain a motion to accept the letter of resignation by Anthony Hertz as high school assistant volleyball coach effective September 28, 2024.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Questions on the motion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. At this time, I entertain a motion to approve huddle assists for boys and girls basketball in the amount of $1,800.
So moved. So moved.
Thank you. Yep, there's been a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions on the motion? Judy, roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Yes. This time, I
apologize, that reminded me real quick, something I wanted to do earlier, and there were a lot of people that were at a volleyball game last week that stood up for a ninth grade girl. I appreciate it. I'll leave it at that.
thank you.
Hollow without that. So, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, I
for this time. I don't know if it's summer, but that's something to do. Yes,
Soccer's over, so are you looking at this for next year or you?
Dr. Martin, I believe, when I talked to, Mr. Baird, it was paying him for what he's done. We know how much, I mean, if we talk about the age rate, I know it's, I'm
He
gonna
does
do
it.
it.
I move to clarify that this is $45 for the games that he's done.
Can we vote down the motion and then table it, Mr.?
We should vote no, we're just voting no.
Yeah.
We should have this done tonight, that he. You have to amend this motion, because the way it reads, if you technically look at it, he's going to get paid for the next soccer game, there isn't it? For the season.
Right, you're right.
I think we're all in agreement that you want to pay us. Absolutely, to pay for the retro season 24 that, when they did 10 games, and then can't have the whatever. It's some fair trade. I mean, we didn't do this to be challenged, because you can't pay, we just voted on it. How do we do that, Mr. Yeah. That's okay with me, long
Yeah,
Oh, we don't want to.
Well, I have another question, is it the boys and girls soccer, or just? Yeah.
I would totally.
The reason I brought that up all is because they wanted to get kind of very quiet about it, we do something wrong by the auditor to say, hey, you should pay me because.
Technically, the agenda was adopted. We can't sit here